Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us here at the Kennedy Center in the Millennium Stage. This is our daily free performance series brought to you by Target. We're here every single evening at 6 o'clock, 365 days a year, to bring you the best in music, theater, dance, and a whole lot more. If you're ever unable to make it here in person, we want to invite you to visit us on the web. You can find us there at kennedy-center.org. There we broadcast every performance live, and we also have an internet broadcast archives. So if you like what you see, you can tune into the website and check out literally thousands of past performances. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce these guys. Please welcome back to the Millennium Stage, the Snark Ensemble.
Thank you very much. It's our great pleasure to be here tonight. We are the Snark Ensemble. We're based here in Washington, D.C., and we are an ensemble that was founded in 2005. And some of us got together and decided that wouldn't it be a good idea and wouldn't it be a lot of fun to write new music and play some new music for silent films? And so that idea in 2005 has grown into this ensemble that you see tonight. I'd like to take a moment and introduce the members of the ensemble and then say a word or two about the film you're going to see. First, let me please introduce the players. Closest to me on clarinets and saxes is Ben Redwine. Next on saxophone, oboe, English horn, piccolo, and many other instruments, Dale Barton. If you can see, sitting behind that massive curved metal thing and other woodwind instruments is Maurice Saylor. And Maurice is the composer of the score we just heard for the Charlie Chase film Publicity Pays. And back here on percussion and drums, Phil Carluzzo. And I'm Andrew Simpson, keyboard player. We really love playing new music for silent films. The film that you just saw features the comedian, writer, and actor Charlie Chase. We're particularly happy to be doing Charlie Chase films because this is connected with our most recent DVD release. The Snark Ensemble has created and performed scores for 2 DVD sets, the most recent of which is called Becoming Charlie Chase. And that and our earlier set of films by Harry Langdon, another terrific silent era comedian, are both on sale at the back of the house after the show. So we have autographed sets of the DVDs of both the Charlie Chase set and the Harry Langdon set. The Charlie Chase set also, by the way, have booklets that come with it. You cannot get those booklets if you buy the set online or in stores. So that's an exclusive that we're able to offer you. I'd like to say just a word about the next film, Hello Baby. This is by Phil Carluzzo, the percussionist. And the film you just saw and this film are what we would call one-reelers, so they're around 10 minutes in length. Because they're comedies, they're comparatively compact. These films are also pretty straightforward, so we hope you enjoy them. You'll see and hear that we use a lot of different instruments, and this is part of our idea as well, is that we use a ton of instruments. Each person is surrounded by a whole battery. I myself happen to only be playing piano on this concert, but I've played accordion and toy piano and other things on occasion. So we have a lot of fun doing it. The next film is the one-reeler, and I think that it will be fairly self-explanatory. So, Hello Baby. I mentioned before the previous film that all of us are based in Washington, D.C. In fact, most of us are based at Catholic University here in the city. I am on the faculty of the School of Music, and Ben Redwine is a doctoral student. Maurice Saylor at the back is the head music librarian, and Phil is a doctoral student as well. Only Dale is the only person who joins us. Our ensemble is flexible as well. Sometimes we have, we started as a core, Maurice, Phil, and myself, and in fact it's really Maurice to whom we owe the impetus for this project, because Maurice is really the person who was the silent film expert who brought the rest of us in. The rest of us who are composers, the three of us, Phil, Maurice, and myself, are all composers who compose in a variety of styles, be that concert music or stage music, and in this case, film. So it's a terrific opportunity for us. The reason that we're able to do these films is because when silent films were first made in the final years of the 19th century and into the early decades of the 20th, they were made with a particular type of film stock that was highly volatile and highly flammable, and it's known as a nitrate film stock. What became of these films is a diverse story, but often a sad story, in that we've lost much of the films that were made from that time for a variety of reasons. So many people and archives around the world, including here in Washington at the Library of Congress and other places, are working very hard to preserve and to restore films. What happens is then, when those films are restored, they're often reissued in new editions, such as the DVDs that we have. The other angle for composers is that many of these films never did have music originally written especially to accompany that film. There were films that did have special scores written for them, but by and large, most films were written so quickly that when they were sent out to be distributed around the country, there was no score that went with it. And so musicians at the theater in the city or the town where the film was playing would either improvise a score, or they would perhaps have compilation scores that they would put together to play along with the film. As a result, there is not much music that comes down to us from the period. And these films, therefore, had no music. And so it's an opportunity for us to create and give our own spin on the films and have ours be a part of that tradition. So it really is part of a musical tradition. When you see live music with silent film, this is, of course, how movies would have been seen up to 1929 or so, and in some cases after that. And perhaps for many of you, this is the first time you've seen a silent film with live music, in which case we hope that you're enjoying the experience. We think it really is a lot of fun for us to do. A couple of words then briefly about the final film and about us. We are also members of the DC Artist Roster, which means that we perform in the city, also in Maryland. Organizations who wish to present can apply through the DC Commission for the Arts and Humanities to have a half-price fee for the ensemble. We're on the roster, which is a nice opportunity for us. We're going to be performing in different venues around the area in the coming months. We'll be at the Harmon Center, the new home of the Shakespeare Theater, in early February, and late February we'll be at the Clarice Smith Center for the Performing Arts and other venues as well. But we're very thrilled to be here at the Kennedy Center. So thank you for hosting us. The final film is Laurel and Hardy, and this is a two-reeler, so it's a little over 20 minutes. And again, with these comedies, the action is fairly straightforward. I know you have a brief synopsis in your program, and that should definitely be enough. One of the challenges of playing live with films is that every time we human beings play music, we play it a little faster or a little slower. We speed up a little or we slow down a little, but the film doesn't. So there's a great challenge that every time when we're doing this, we don't use a click track, and so we're doing our best to stay with the film as well as we can with visual cues. So it's a kind of a tight wire, a high wire act for us, but one that we find very enjoyable. This film is, as you know, Laurel and Hardy made many films into the sound era as well. This is one of their last silents, 1929, which is the very end of the silent film era. By 1930-31, most films are being made now with soundtracks. So we think hope you'll enjoy this film. It's kind of a raucous one, and I think it's a nice way to end. So at the end of the concert, please feel free to meet us back behind the house if you'd like to buy DVDs or meet some of the artists. Thank you so much again. It's been a real pleasure, and we hope you enjoy the last film.